usually ask you what you played this week, but I'm going to say that because I'm hoping that you played something.
Oh, I did. Just nothing new.
Nothing new. Okay. All right. So how was your week then?
It wasn't bad, surprisingly. Um, kind of boring, to be honest. Spent it either cleaning the house or watching Crunchyroll. By the way, that it went down yesterday.
Crunchyroll did?
Yeah,
Oh, like just the entire service went down. Wasn't playing anything.
yeah, pretty much. And when I went to go look it up, see if it was something going on with my subscription and whatnot, other people were having the same issue too. I have no idea when it went back up, but yeah, went down yesterday.
What were you watching? Was it that one show again?
What the flip was I watching yesterday? Um, I want to say at that time I was watching How Not to Summon a Demon Lord.
But okay, I don't know what that show is. What was the one that you were watching when we were finishing building the Gundam that I kept mocking in the background?
Oh my god. And I think
Go
I
on,
gave
you
you an
can do it.
explanation. I think I gave you an explanation of the show too.
Yes, you did. Because I know I heard of it, but I hadn't watched it yet.
For Christ's sakes.
I was trying to get out of the room.
I want to say ReZero?
I don't think so. That does not sound familiar. Although I know what that is, but I don't think that's the one you were watching.
I'm sure it'll come to me at some point.
It was like someone was traveling to learn to be a mage.
That's like almost all the animes that seem to be
Okay,
coming
never
out
mind.
lately.
That doesn't help. Okay, so what were you watching this time then?
Uh, just before getting on the stream, by the grace of God, but when throughout the week it was How Not to Summon a Demon Lord.
Okay. I don't know what that one's about.
Another isekai
Hello,
one.
kitty. Of course.
Nice
Wasn't last year like the year of isekai anime?
Pretty much. That seems to be the treasure trope lately. Don't get me wrong. There's some good ones out of it. Like I want to say my favorite. I want to say my favorite one was my grandfather. My grandfather's a wise man or something like that.
Such original names.
Because the Japanese ones are so long that the American dubs are just like coming up with random names.
Fair. So that's all you did? Just hang out and watch shows? Nothing
Pretty-
fun?
Pretty much. I think play the slime game some more, but that's about it. I was boring this week.
You didn't mention the slime game last week. Did you even play it?
I played it, but it wasn't. I don't like this month's event. It's the New Year's event, but it's weird.
Okay.
And I just hope it's not. It's just not an indication of things to come. Because if that's how it is, I'm gonna get very annoyed very quickly.
Like changing how things work?
Yeah, because the monthly events for their shops. Normally, you can win for that month's event. As you're battling, you're getting tokens from that event, so you can buy from the event shop for that specific month, and you can collect all the items you want, pick and choose what you want, and then afterwards, as soon as I bought everything that I'm looking for, I go to buy like the memory crystals. I believe that's what it's called, which you can use to buy like if you ever missed a month's event. Like when I started, I was 2 to 3 months behind, so there were characters that I was able to get through that new shop. And now because of the collaboration that they're doing with the movie release, There are items that are specific that they release that are going to be around for the year.
What movie?
The oh my god, what the hell is it called? Well, obviously Slime Isekai, but hold on.
Well, while you were looking that up, I didn't really do much of anything this week because I was sick.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's fine. That's what having kids does to you.
Mm.
I
I
did play more of Destiny, though, of course.
You got to. You needs to get the hat.
Still haven't got it. After running that damn dungeon a few times, still haven't got it.
Oh, boo.
But I did learn that going back and running old dungeons, I kind of breezed through them.
Yeah.
Me and my brother-in-law was running through dungeons, and we went back and did like Shattered Throne, which was one of the earlier ones.
Yeah.
And it took maybe 15 minutes to get through the entire thing.
Yeah.
The way that they've changed like the systems and stuff that you get for your characters, especially the buffs you can do,
Yeah.
it like deletes the bosses now.
Oh, Jesus.
It takes no time at all. It's nice.
Okay. Name of the movie is That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, the movie Scarlet Bond.
So it actually has like a movie for the game.
Yeah. Well, it's a movie for the TV show. It's just
Okay.
they just happen to do a collaboration with to promote the movie.
Gotcha. Weird.
A little bit.
And speaking of not mentioning that game, you've been slacking about mentioning Kingdom Hearts 2 lately. Usually you work it into everything, and you haven't said anything this time.
I've been good.
Been good. Okay.
I'll come up with something. Don't worry.
No thanks.
Picking on me, and I'm actually not doing it this time.
That's the bad thing. Or the bad thing. Good thing? I don't know. I expect it, and then you let me down. You're the Kingdom Hearts person.
I know, but there's nothing new.
That's fair. Well, usually you relate things to Kingdom Hearts.
Very true.
Okay.
Oh,
All right,
well.
let's intro...
Well, if we're going to talk about it, well, might as well. One little tidbit I found out.
Here we go.
Apparently, for the 25th anniversary, they released the Tamagotchi.
What the fuck? What?
Yeah, Hasbro released
Of
it.
Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
What is it, like a Heartless?
It starts off as Kingdom Hearts 1 Sora, and you evolve it into different characters from the games.
Sounds interesting.
You could evolve it into a Heartless eventually.
Weird. Mm-hmm. Figured it was more like actually taking care of a Tamagotchi and evolving it into like a bigger form of it rather than it being changing characters.
Sort of. Well, there's only so much you can do. Like, you can evolve it starting from Kingdom Hearts 1 Sora, you can evolve it into Kingdom Hearts 2 Sora or 3, and could become Kairi, Riku, a Heartless. Different people.
This just sounds weird.
Hey, apparently the list of things that it can evolve into hasn't been completed yet, so depending on how you play the game.
A lot more you can do.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. All right. Do we want to intro this thing and get the ball rolling?
Yeah!
Okay. What episode number is it? Do you remember? I know.
20?
21.
21! God damn it.
20 was last week.
I'm a week behind, okay?
That's okay. Do you want to do it this week or you want me to?
Sure. Welcome everyone to the Ramble Pack Podcast. I'm your host, Mike, and my co-host...
I'm Adam, me. Me, don't forget me.
Well, I was trying to introduce you.
I get to. Cat's coming back in. Anyway, from our doc, you can see there wasn't a lot of news this week, but Man, was the stuff that actually came out this week some interesting shit?
Uh-huh. Well, let you start off since you're the Xbox person.
Okay, I played the One Piece Odyssey demo on Xbox. How about that?
Lucky for you.
It's on PS4. Did you not download it and play it?
I did not. I meant to. I'm
You were
sorry.
supposed to. All right, that's strike two.
I'm sure there'll be many more strikes.
All right. Well, I will say it's faithful to the manga and the anime.
Oh, really?
The characters are exactly how you would expect them if you watch the show. The game it's a JRPG, but it's odd. When you first start off, you have 6 characters, but only 4 are active at a time, and you can actively swap them out during battle.
Yep.
And sometimes during different battles, there's like areas. Like they call them areas in the battle, and you can swap areas depending on who you're targeting. And sometimes there's like events in those areas, like, oh god, what's his name? I don't remember all the names, but the dude with the big nose and like the poofy hair that comes out the side of his little hat.
Usopp.
He, yes, Thank you. While you're wandering the island in one of the sections, these guys come out and ambush him because
Yeah.
he's like behind everybody. So he's in one area, and the event is like get to him before he gets knocked out, and you have to defeat the ones in your area to get to his area to help him.
Okay.
And the battles are on like their own rock paper scissors kind of thing.
Oh, okay. When you were I like that type of thing. Those type of events I'm okay with. When you were saying events, I'm like, oh, what is it like? Specific
Like a
cutscene.
mobile game event.
No, like the old Shonen Jump games, like on the PS2 or stuff like that. They would have like special cutscenes that are just for that character or whatnot.
Oh, gotcha. Because I haven't played any of those. I didn't
Yeah.
know anything about that. Nope, nothing like that.
Okay, yeah, I didn't care for those. That was part of the reason why I'm not a fan of jump games. But
Well, as another example, there was an event where I think her name's Nami,
yep,
orange hair girl.
yes,
This giant gorilla's got her, and she's surrounded by other things. And she gets like, before the fight starts, she is ambushed and gets hurt by them or whatever. And your goal for that event is to heal her 25% or more of her health to
Yeah.
succeed in that, and then you continue on the battle,
okay,
which is literally that it's a tutorial on how to use the items and stuff.
okay,
So that's all. It was interesting. You start off at level 40 though, like during the demo.
okay.
Yeah, and you got a lot of skills to play with. It's cool, I guess.
Yeah, but if
I don't
that
think that I would
transfers
pick it
over
up,
to
though.
but if that's supposed to transfer over to the main game, why would you start off so OP? How does that
That's
make
a
sense?
good question. I don't know. You can pick up a bunch of items during the demo too, so maybe it's just those that carry over.
Maybe, or maybe it's just like
Plus,
for the
maybe since you're playing the demo, there's something that carries over to the game too.
or it could be one of those where it's the tutorial section, you're OP, but then once you start getting into the main game, it either
Yes. You lose all your stuff.
right.
Could be that
Okay,
too.
that would make sense.
Now, I'm going to assume, since you said I'm the Xbox person, you want to talk about what was confirmed.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That was kind of squeaky.
Xbox. That's okay. Xbox and Bethesda confirmed that they're having their own Nintendo-style Direct. They're going to have their own little showcase, which they were speculating, or well, some people were speculating that was going to happen basically after E3.
Yeah.
I should say the not E3 shit. Like they were expecting things to go that way well after E3 had died. Like because
Yeah.
all the big companies were already making some sort of showcase. Sony has one every couple months or so now.
Right.
I mean, same thing as Nintendo, but yeah. there was speculation has finally been confirmed. They're planning to do it on January 25th without showing Starfield. They're kind of saving that for their own little showcase. Which, fine by me, because that game looks pretty. I can't wait. They're supposed to, I think, oh man, I should have wrote it down, but I think that they confirmed that they were going to show off more like gameplay, more story stuff, more explanation about the game itself.
Right.
Starfield.
Oh, I think that would be pretty cool. Pretty cool in itself. What I do like about the Xbox Direct is the fact that it's like their individual developers are going to be the ones presenting these, not like
Yes.
Xbox
Not just
themselves.
straight up Xbox. Not
Right.
like Phil Spencer on stage telling you about it.
Right. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. And they confirmed that they're going to show off stuff from like Forza, Minecraft Legends, and Redfall. Of course, Redfall, because they just released they just said the release date for it, which is going to be May 2nd.
Woohoo!
Oh yeah, and new stuff for Elder Scrolls Online, which that game is still trucking after all this time.
If it's
That's crazy,
if it's making money, why not?
I guess. But the fact that it's maintained popularity is a big deal too, especially when it's hard to like. There's so many games to play that you can play online that are just MMOs alone. The fact that Elder Scrolls Online is still going is cool.
Mm-hmm. So all you Xbox fans, if you have time to kill on the 25th, it's 12 p.m. Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern time. Check it out.
Yeah. Of course, when I'm getting out of work. Oh wait, no, that's on Wednesday, isn't it?
25th. Let's see.
I'll be at home. I believe that's Wednesday.
Check the calendar.
Yes, it's a Wednesday.
Oh,
I
lucky.
just confirmed it. It's Wednesday. I'll be at home.
Lucky
Yay.
you.
I won't miss it.
Yeah.
Do you have to work that day?
Yes. I only get tomorrow off. That's it.
Well, lucky I have to go in tomorrow, so
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
I don't get that. I thought Martin Luther. Is it Martin Luther King Day tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was a national holiday.
Some places it doesn't matter. I think with my job, they give us 3 or 4 free vacation days to use as we see fit in exchange for working days. So, I don't know.
Oh, so they give you guys floating holidays. Okay.
Yes. That's
Yeah.
exactly the case.
Okay. I miss those. Those were fun.
Really?
Yeah, because it used to be that way when I was at the Standard Times, at least until they restructured it. Where you could save all your floating holidays to like the end of the year and use it all at the same. You could either use it all early or all late, but it was yours to use. So it's technically like you technically got like an extra week of vacation time or whatever.
But they don't carry over, right?
Right, they don't carry over, or at least they weren't supposed to. But at that time, our boss at the time was pretty cool about it. She was like, "Hey, as long as you use it within the first month of January, I'm not going to give you any shit about it." But as soon as she got replaced, so did the floating holidays.
Of course.
Yep, you had to use it that week, or it was gone.
Oh well.
Yep.
So for you, I am assuming, I don't remember if I asked you, but you're a Harry Potter fan. No?
Not as heavily as my wife, but yes.
I was going to say, if not, then you are by proxy just because of Callie.
Yeah.
Is she excited for Hogwarts Legacy? Does she even know about it? Have you informed her?
I've told her about it in the past. I'm not exactly sure she's as excited about it. Then again, she's been more. If she's had free time, she's been more focused on playing Dreamlight. So she hasn't mentioned anything about Legacy when it comes
We're
out.
still going strong on that.
Oh yeah. Not playing as much as I used to, but at the same time.
Same here. We just got Stitch recently, so we're very behind.
It's alright, I
What
haven't
do you
maxed.
think about Simon Pegg playing one of the Black's voices. Headmaster Black specifically. No first name.
I'm not surprised because he's a big nerd like all of us. So I think he's a good choice for voice actor.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the type of character that he's going to be playing. So it's without.
You found more information than I did because I didn't even see this at first.
Oh no,
Or
I
unless
was.
it's from the video because I definitely didn't watch that.
No, I pulled. Yeah, that's the information I pulled from the video.
This character is most likely a hindrance to the player. Can you
That
explain that?
that's his words exactly. So I'm assuming, at least from the video, it looked his character seemed to be like a douche, like one of those pompous idiots that is more about themselves than anything else.
So that kind of falls in line with his family, right?
Right, exactly.
Okay.
And
See,
he won't.
I don't know anything about Harry Potter. I'm just like gleaming information here and there. So it's just shit that I've heard.
Right. Basically, you're bureaucrat, that's self-centered type of thing, and you stroke his ego, he'd probably be his best friend. But from what he said,
Liking the sound of this.
well, yeah, like he basically said it himself that that his character is most likely going to be a hindrance to the player. I'm assuming he's alluding to the fact that you can become bad in this game or go the bad route, so that's probably why he's most.
But yeah,
Use the
that's
word
how
most
you
likely.
learn the. What the fuck are they?
The dark arts.
That's it. I almost
Yeah.
said like Death Curse. That doesn't make any sense.
That's a
See
dark
how much
art.
I know. Is it Avacadabra that kills you?
Something like that.
Okay. Thanks. Thanks for all your help.
Not a problem.
Where's Kelly when you need her?
Somewhere I'm not allowed to say.
Okay.
But yeah, no, that would be pretty cool. If there was ever a guy to pick, it would be him, especially with how he's into the community and stuff like that, between comics
Is
and
he?
everything. Like, oh yeah, he's a big time nerd.
I
Well,
don't think I know much about him.
he was big onto he's big into, I want to say, D&D, Star Trek, obviously, because he's in it.
Of course.
I'm trying to think what else is he into.
Your mom.
I'm not exactly sure if it was DC or Marvel Comics, but he was along those lines. I could be wrong. But yeah, he's kin.
Do you say he's kin?
Yes,
Okay. Just making sure I heard you right.
he's one of us.
One of us. One of us. There's literally dozens. What I still love is like Henry Cavill's undying love for Warhammer and all things nerdy. He's unapologetically a nerd, and I love it.
Pretty much. I don't see why people have issues with it. I'm glad things like that are
Now,
becoming more
I'm
mainstream.
sad that he's not going to be in The Witcher anymore. I'm sad again.
I know. I'm sorry.
Have you started watching that series at all?
Not yet, but I mean to, because I'm running out of stuff with Crunchyroll running into streaming issues, and
Yeah.
I need more things to watch.
Still got to watch JoJo's.
It's going. Give me some time. It's like I said. It's
No,
good.
you get off here. Go watch it now.
Okay, guys. Bye.
All right. I feel like we need to talk about happier stuff still before we start getting depressive with the end of this. Because everything from here on out is sad.
Yeah, it is. What the hell? Well,
It's just a week of crap stuff. Crap stuff? Bad news. That's better. I will say Ubisoft I'm not surprised at, but we'll get to that. How about Nintendo dominating Japanese sales markets for 18 straight years now?
the Mario is strong. That I'm actually very.
It wasn't Mario this time.
It was Pokemon this year.
It was Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, followed by Followed by Splatoon 3, and then Pokemon Arceus.
No
Those were the
shit.
top 3 selling games. The Switch sold so damn much too in like the Japanese market alone. Just
Well,
last year, they sold 4.8 million units. The
well,
next highest was the PS5 with 1.5.
yeah, well,
It's
you
a
gotta,
big
you,
disparity.
pretty much, you gotta think about it from this perspective. Even though there was shortages on supplies and everything like that, you didn't really hear that from Nintendo much. They would
Well, no,
use that
because they haven't put out any new hardware. They've been trucking along this whole time.
right, and with their systems being what third the cost of the other two systems.
Like 200, 250, something like that.
Yeah, exactly. You could probably get get a oh my god, a themed version with a game bundle for 3. It's still
They
half
kind
the
of had that. Like, they had the base model with Mario Kart 8. They had the Animal Crossing version. They had the OLED model with the game, I think.
right.
So there was plenty of different flavors.
Oh, absolutely. So it's the availability. You know you're gonna get a good product with Nintendo, even though they had that hiccup with the Scarlet and
Think about it
Violet at
this way.
launch.
Think about it this way. I know that you've kept up with like some news regarding like games and products, I guess. What PlayStation or even Xbox game has stores dedicated to it alone and complete like cultures surrounding them other than Pokemon? They have literal Poke Centers in Japan.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah.
Specific games, absolutely not.
Yeah. So, not too much of a surprise there, but just the
No.
fact that it's been 18 years that they've dominated the market there.
I'm wa-
27.7 million Switches total since it came out.
Right, and I want to say to put it in perspective, the first year that this trend before this streak happened, the winner was PlayStation 2.
Mm-hmm. You are correct. Take a guess what year.
Oh my god. Well,
I think it was
18.
like 2 years after it came out. Oh yeah, do the math that way.
Yeah, 18 years, 2005, I would assume.
2004. Don't count this year because we just started.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yep.
That's a long freaking time.
Yep. And this is all coming from Famitsu, which is a Japanese online magazine, I believe.
Yes,
And they
sir.
they publish all the numbers. So if you can find a way to translate it or get it translated, there's all the information. It's crazy.
Yes, it is. Good on you, Nintendo. Keep it up.
I mean, that's where they started, so it makes sense. Plant your feet and grow.
Let's see. So, about Callisto Protocol,
Hang on.
this
You want to do a sad thing still? I can do some more happy news.
we have more happy news.
Yeah, Games Done Quick ended last night at 3 in the morning, and they raised
Oh, yeah.
2.6 million bucks.
Woohoo! I forgot about that. Yeah.
They started off kind of slow, but like at the 4 or 5 day mark, they hit 1 million. So I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I was watching on Saturday, and they were at 1.5 or so, and I'm like, oh, they're gonna hit 2 million in no time.
I'm assuming it's just, at the beginning, it's just everybody getting used to the shock from New Year's.
Kind of, probably just easing into things and whatnot.
Pretty much. But
Dude, I watched the Shredder's Revenge race between like 2 different teams of 2 people.
yeah,
That was fun to watch. It was really cool.
I know you were looking forward to it.
Hell yeah. It was neat. And like watching speed runs of Pokemon Red, and they did a full run of A Link to the Past,
Yeah.
the Legend of Zelda SNES game. Oh, what was it? There was a really cool Super Mario 3 glitch to beat the game too, where it was like on World 7, you're holding a turtle shell with the power up, and then it makes you small again once it pops up, and you go down a pipe at the same time, jump off screen so that you come onto the other side,
Yeah.
and there's like this glitched out hidden pipe next to the pipe that he goes down, and it just the screen keeps scrolling down and down and down till it starts glitching out, and then the screen goes black, and he pops up to where you save Princess Peach, and the game's over.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's fucking cool. That's why I love those things. It's neat. And just generally watching people be awesome at playing those games too, who have played it over and over and over and know like the quickest routes to everything and just flying through stuff. It's awesome.
You also got to think about how many hours do these guys put in to find these things.
A lot. Not to mention there's whole communities around like speedrunning and then speedrunning these specific games too.
Or, no, isn't, I could be wrong, isn't Nuzlocke a form of speedrunning or anything like that? Or is it that just...
Nuzlocke is a form of playing Pokemon.
Okay.
It's just like community-made rules as a different alternative way to play the game.
Okay.
Not necessarily speedrunning.
But still fun.
Yeah, it's an interesting way to do it. Basically, if your Pokemon faints, you release it because it's quote-unquote died. You can't level up past like a certain level for each area. Like say the gym leader's highest level Pokemon is 20. Can't level your Pokemon above 20. Sometimes you can use rare candies. In the areas that you go in, you have to catch the first Pokemon that you find, and you have to add that to your team.
Yeah.
Like those are just some of the rules.
Holy shit.
Yep.
No, I'm just curious, and I'm sorry if we were going on a tangent here, but like
okay.
In those particular scenarios, let's say you have a full team of 6 and your entire party gets fainted. You have to release every single one. What if you only have 6 Pokemon, or do you have to have Pokemon in your storage?
When you enter an area, you're catching the first one anyway, so it goes to your storage.
Okay.
So you have ones to fall back on.
So hopefully you
But
don't.
once they faint, you got to release it. So you get your starter and they faint. Bye.
No, I would cry.
That's why you can't get attached.
Imagine being stuck with a freaking Caterpie.
Well, at least they can evolve.
Yeah, but they're one of the weakest Pokemon in the game.
Well, luck of the draw. It's part of the run.
I guess. The Elite Four's got to be a real bitch at that point.
I would imagine. I have not done one just because, but it's an interesting idea.
Because if you're gonna go by those rules, you can't go past the highest level of Pokemon involved in the Elite Four, which means you hope to God better have a crap ton of potions. Now, how does that work?
Oh, you can't use potions. You can only... I think it's not for like older gen games. It's for the ones where your Pokemon can actually hold items. So you have to give them stuff to use on themselves, and you can't use items to heal them.
Okay, so then how the freak do you go about in those particular scenarios? Let's say you do it in the older gen games, right? And you're at the Elite Four. You lose a Pokemon. They're technically fainted, whatever, they're dead. You can't use them again, so no revives. It's practical.
No other people to fall back on. Like, you can't pull Pokemon out of any boxes when you're in the Elite Four then either.
Right, so how the hell do you make it all the way to the end?
I don't know. Rely on debuffs, I guess.
Those are like
I'll have to see if there's any Nuzlocke rules for the old games, but these are for like Fire Red and Leaf Green, and I think Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and anything higher than that. Or that's more recent than that, I should say.
Yeah. That would be
I'd have
interesting.
To look at more of the rules.
That would definitely be interesting.
But yeah, they raised $2.6 million over the course of this week.
Good job, guys.
I'm a little surprised. I was expecting them to hit like 1.5 or so. But as soon as I saw that they were at 1.5, on Saturday morning, I'm like, oh, they got this, no problem. Because even Meg was watching off and on, and she's like, wow, they're at 1.5? That took a while. I'm like, oh, no, they're going to hit 2, no problem by tonight. And she goes, I don't know. And I turn around and say, they were already at over 2. And she goes, damn. So, yeah.
People dedicated their weekends.
Man, the speedrunning community is definitely dedicated.
I'd have to say to donate over $500,000 within one day type of situation.
Definitely wasn't that much, but it's on that level.
Yeah.
All
Power
right,
to you.
since you started with it, I'll let you take the reins for the first sad stuff.
I don't wanna.
You started it. You're gonna finish it.
I guess. Well, it's just because of how excited I was for the game, and I'm just getting more. It's just more and more bad
Yeah, you
news.
were excited, and then the game was riddled with problems at the start, and then people were saying it's middling when it came to playing the game,
I
and now
know.
this
Yeah. Well. Okay. All right, guys. What we're talking about is Callisto Protocol. Apparently,
again.
there were developers being left out of the credits. Um, estimated to be about 20 developers omitted from the game's credit roll, which includes senior devs and key contributors. If for example of why this is bad, why they did it. One, they didn't really give an explanation. The people that were excluded are people that have been on the project for. Some have been on the project for at least a year, and left the company for one reason or another.
With that year too, I appreciate you putting in the International Game Developers Association crediting standards, because it
Oh,
says even for like people who worked a minimum up to 30 days have to be included on that,
and
which I
it
didn't even know about.
and that includes contractors, not just employees, contractors.
Mm-hmm.
And that should be the way it is. You contributed something significant to the game, or any part that made it to the game. Your name should be on that list. I don't give a damn how minuscule it is.
Mm-hmm.
If you did something that is in the final product, you deserve the credit, even if it's a name mention. That's it. Shame on them. That's ridiculous. Um,
Yeah, the studio itself has had some controversy, especially since, like you mentioned, Schofield, who was like the game director of the thing, was touting about crunch when they were trying to like wrap up development on the game. He tweeted about how we're crunching for all this and we're doing all this extra work and stuff, and then he had to walk it back a couple days later because people were like, "It's not something to be proud of."
right, exactly. So shit like this isn't making things look any better. I'm like, I get
Nope.
the reasoning why you were toting it, but at the same time, fine. If you're
He
good,
is
if you're
proud of. I get that he's proud of the work that the company is doing and how hard they're working, but I assume him being a game dev and been in the business for a long ass time now,
right,
because he worked on the original Dead Space. You would think and know that crunch is never a good thing to be happy about or be throwing out there and saying that is happening, because there's a big push now in the industry for crunch to be a thing of the past and to actually work normal hours and have normal expectations.
right, exactly. And then if you're gonna, and my thing is at that point is if you're gonna be the same person that was toting it, whether you walked it back or not, then give credit to the people who, then give credit to every single person that made that crunch happen. It's you
I'm
can't.
wondering if the omissions were a an intention or if it was just an oversight.
Some
Because
people,
I want to believe it's oversight just because of high turnover rate that they had. What'd you write down in the fourth quarter of 2021?
according to one of their sources, turnover at the studio in the fourth quarter was considerable. Yeah, it was one of the most considerable turnover that the studio had in the fourth quarter of
Yep.
that year. But even then, if they were, like, for example, the international game guidelines are requiring you to make, even if these people leave, you're required to take note of their names.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume that they're going to keep track of all that stuff just in general. But following those standards and guidelines, of course, they have to retain all those people that worked on it.
Then I think that's intentional. To be honest, there's no way you go through all that legal tape and forget to put, especially 20 something people,
Hmm.
and they're
Well,
people.
how big is the studio? Like, are they hundreds too? Because I could see 20 being an oversight and just not realizing it. I want to give them the benefit of the doubt, but I don't know. Their track record kind of doesn't help.
Right, and a lot of the people that they omitted. One, felt like a slight, but a lot of them were like, "We left on good terms. We're very surprised that happened."
Yeah.
But others, the way it was done made it seem like it was,
Hi,
yeah,
Callie. She just
the
walked behind you.
the way it was done made it feel like, well, this is a slight against you because you should have had more loyalty to us by not leaving.
Yeah,
Which,
if that's the case, that's fucked up.
pretty much,
That's just being petty on like a business level.
not the first time we've seen pettiness like this.
True. Wonder what they're gonna do next now that the game's out.
I don't know. Maybe now that we're in a time period where patches happen, maybe there'll be a game patch that adds
I
them
would be
into the
really
credits.
surprised if they don't add them in. I'm sure that even if they don't want to, they'll probably be made to in some sort of fashion, some way.
I'm sure.
Because if they have to follow those standards and practices, then you know that they gotta do it.
And what was surprising to me about reading that article was that, like, one of the people that they interviewed, they could see that happening to to a contractor that did a small portion of the game. I'm like, it shouldn't matter if it's a contractor or not.
Dude, we should go back and look at Nintendo games that were made and see if we can find contractors that worked on those and see if they were included. Because, we talked about before about how Nintendo treats their contractors.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Because they did the work. That's granted. Yes, you paid for it, and it's your property, but you give the credit where the credit's due.
Yep.
Yeah, just shitty all around.
It is. It sucks, especially when you've worked so long to put your name on something and you get left out.
Oh
It
yeah,
sucks.
because okay, the last comment, and I thought about it when I was reading. I was like, it's not like, I'm sure there at that point. It not only does it suck, but let's say it was somebody's first project, or like in the case of that composer that got that we were talking about the other day.
Mick Gordon.
Yes, it was his. It's his reputation on the line. They did a portion. They did a portion. Let's say he did a portion. He did the music, and they didn't credit him at all.
Mm-hmm.
That's your proof that you did work. He's a contractor.
It would
Outside,
be hard for them not to include him, though, because everybody knew he was doing the music for it.
it's everybody knew. But let's say it was a smaller company or anything like that. Along the lines of, let's say you're a starting contractor and you're working on the portion of the game, and you get left out because what you only did you're contracted to do a small section, but that's your work experience. You don't have that credit. You don't have that proof. It's he
Yeah.
said versus she said. They go to work, go to bat for another go to acquire a contract with another company. That company goes to check in on their prior employer. Go, oh, we didn't work. They didn't work for us, or we have no record of it.
Mm-hmm.
Who are they going to believe?
You said who you're going to believe. I thought you were going to say who you're going to call.
Oh, Jesus!
I don't know why. I thought you were going to go with Ghostbusters. I was ready for it. So in the same vein of companies not doing so hot,
Yeah.
I'm not surprised at Ubisoft, like I mentioned earlier.
Maybe.
I would like to know what 6 or 7 games they canceled. 7 total games, 3 unannounced. I want to know what those were. I know one of them was confirmed to be another Splinter Cell game,
Yeah.
from what I read. Which, I mean, people want a very specific Splinter Cell game,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know that they could deliver that anymore.
Right.
But yeah, this year's not shaping up to be so hot for them. Or maybe they're just banking on some of the ones that are coming out this year, like Mirage, Assassin's Creed Mirage.
Yeah. And this is another one of those companies where like they're well, one of the things we're talking about, guys, is they're going to be making cuts. One of the things that they said they're going to be making cuts over the next couple of years, roughly about 200 million euros. What that conversion is into dollars, I have no idea. Through restructuring, divesting some non-core assets, according to them, usual natural attrition. Um, but then the CEO even goes so far as to send an email. Had the ball to send an email out to his staff saying, "Hey, the ball's in your court." Um,
To
to,
deliver the schedule of games on time.
right, like
Like, how do you say that to your company and people working for you? It's like, I know you're making the stuff for us, but it's your duty to make it happen. Well, you got to kind of have the structure set up in the right way and have the assets to do so.
right, exactly. And I'd have to agree with this explanation. Um, Reed Pop's head of games, Christopher Dring, commenting on this, they basically was saying that Ubisoft is suffering compared to other publishers because they don't have the significant live service games like other servicers. They're relying heavily on they're sticking with their release schedule, and they have nothing in place to fill in the gaps between these releases to offset those costs.
I'm going to
What?
kind of disagree with that statement, though. You don't need a live service game to fall back on to be profitable. Look at Bethesda alone. Sure, they've got Elder Scrolls Online now, but that's like a one and only thing when they're mainly known for single player immersive story games.
They're mainly known, but even then believe they have their cash cows of the live stream to get them through. They're not specifically saying, "Hey,
Oh, I
these
forgot
are
about they have Fallout as well now.
yeah
But even then, that was an uphill climb for them.
yeah." They've made it work. I can see his reasoning behind it. It doesn't exactly have
I
to
can
be
understand that too.
it doesn't have to be their cash cow or their main income, but the
Main source of income, yeah.
right. But having at least the live service games that have that steady income to get them through.
It could provide like a safety net.
Right, exactly. And you don't run into bullshit like this. That's all I got to say about it, to be honest.
I don't know if you mentioned this when you were reading his quote, but he brought up the idea of GTA Online, FIFA, Call of Duty, and Fortnite. All live service games, that's true, but I feel like it's depending on how you look at that too.
How so?
Well, you know what? I thought about it and I'm probably wrong. Because I was like, Fortnite's Epic. Epic makes a bunch of games, but they also are like, they were working on looking at different companies too, like to invest in or buy out.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? Gearbox was purchased by, who was that one company we talked about recently that got their hands on a bunch of companies?
Oh my god.
See, I know you know what I'm talking about.
Uh-huh.
Because I always thought Gearbox was under Epic or that they own them. But also, that also just makes me think. GTA Online, sure, that's Rockstar, but also Rockstar is under Take-Two. Or 2K.
Yeah.
So, I feel like that's not entirely fair. I mean, it is and it isn't. But I will say that it makes sense.
Right. At its base statement, it makes sense. obviously we don't know the financials of everything, so it,
And I'll also say it's not just having a set release structure and having those be delivered on those days at all the time.
yeah,
Ubisoft just has not changed. Like they have Just Dance that they put out every year. They have Assassin's Creed that they do every year, every 2 years or so, which has gotten to be so bloated to the fact that now Mirage is going to be scaled down based on community feedback. Far Cry is stagnant now. It's the same kind of formula like we talked about, which is why
Yeah.
people are excited for Redfall. It's just all the games that they've put out, they follow a similar structure in gameplay and game format, and they seem to have refused to change it. One of the ones that people were looking forward to was Beyond Good and Evil 2 because of the scale and the size scale of the game, the way it changed up from the first game to the second one, and they have been working on that game for the better part of a decade and a half.
yeah,
And still nothing. They're now they delayed Skull and Bones too, which was supposed to be a pretty big win for them when they announced it because that was back on like the coattails of Assassin's Creed Black Flag because they built that game off of the boat combat from that game because everybody loved riding around in the boats and how the combat felt and everything like that. So they wanted to build a pirate game around that.
right.
And now it's on its sixth delay.
Oh, jeez.
And they're well off on to like 4 or 5 Assassin's Creed games after that now.
Yeah,
So, and the statement they put out for that was just, it gives us extra time to work on the game and add more polish and do these things. But in the next couple days, we're going to show gameplay stuff. We're going to talk more about it and show you more things from it. Sure, great. You and me both are on the idea of you need more time to work on the game. Do it. I'm just going to say this is their 6th delay again for something that everybody was excited for and looking forward to. You kind of, not to make a pun of it, but you're kind of taking the wind out of the sails.
oh Jesus Christ, that was bad.
Thanks. I'm a
That
dad.
was-
What do you expect?
Yeah, everybody, there's your dad joke for the day.
Everybody gets one.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, do better, we. For the love of God.
Well, what is your take on it? Because I just kind of said a bunch of shit.
What on the delays or the entire situation?
I guess just
altogether?
about Ubisoft in general. How much do you know about them and their games and how they handle stuff?
Outside of the Assassin's Creed, I've never really, and even then, it was very few titles. So I don't play too many Ubisoft games. I can see what you're talking about, where a lot of the
They
games
also
is
put out
along
the
same-
Mario and Rabbids game.
Did they?
Yeah.
Still never play. I
And
didn't play it though.
They also released a statement recently saying that they were surprised at how underwhelming the sales for those games were.
The proof is in the pudding.
I don't know what they were expecting.
I don't know. I'm assuming they were hoping to ride on the coattails of Mario.
I don't know. I mean, like some of the streamers that I watched that play the game and some of the buzz that I heard from it was that the games were excellent, especially if you like XCOM. It's a nice kind of in between of Mario and Rabbids with the XCOM feel of an RTS.
Yeah.
But apparently it didn't sell well, according to Ubisoft. But like I said, I don't know what their expectations were.
Agreed. I personally wouldn't go out of the way to get the game because of the Rabbids. If I did, if I did get the game, it was probably because of Mario. But that's about it. I don't know.
Interesting. So it sold you on Mario, but not the Rabbids.
Not really. I just know that they were a spin-off character from the Rayman games. That's about it.
They are the minions of video games.
Pretty much, and even then, when I think of minion characters, I think of Pikmin. Before I think of
Why
rabbits.
Pikmin? What?
I don't know.
Explain yourself. What the hell? What?
If I'm gonna be looking at a mass amount of characters that are similar and funny and whatnot, I'm thinking Pikmin. I don't know. That's what comes to mind before Rabbids.
Have you played Pikmin?
I have not.
Mike, you hurt me.
I haven't played the Rabbids either.
Oh my goodness. I mean, that's fair. But I will say Pikmin is not like that at all.
I'm just thinking hordes of little characters. So
Okay. I gotcha. I'm just letting you know it's not like that at all. Wow. I don't know what to think now.
fine. You want a better analogy? I think of the horde of black mages from Final Fantasy IX before I think
Okay.
of the Rabbids.
Okay. But now you make me sad because I feel bad for Vivi. Why you gotta do this?
Of course, I gets to.
Get out of here.
I love
No,
Vivi.
you don't. No.
Yes, I do.
I'm not saying you don't. I'm saying no, you don't have to do this.
Yes, I do.
No.
It's as close to Kingdom Hearts as I'm going to get right now.
Fair. Oh, man. All right. If you want to talk about the topic that's kind of dominated the news for the last couple days now.
I'm not understanding. What the hell is the issue?
Money. It all boils down to money.
It's been like this for years.
Yeah, since literally 2000.
Yeah.
Anyway, Wizard of the Coast, which owns Dungeons and Dragons now, is tightening its grip on the market, and they're changing their OGL, which is their open gaming license, which is what a lot of creators and people who make their own homebrew games or people like Critical Role and stuff build their base off of. They're changing how that works now. And people are pissed.
As they should be. It's been like that
Absolutely.
It's been like that for 20 plus years.
Like, sure, update it to like stay current with the times and the changing of cultures and stuff like that, but don't make it so significant that you're fucking with people's livelihoods and taking away from them in the process.
I don't think they legally could.
They own the license. They can. They make the rules for that kind of thing.
But depending on how the licensing contract is, I don't think they can actually break it. Especially with how long it's been in place. Sure, they could probably put addendums in it or whatnot, but depending on how it was done, I don't think they could
Funny
throw it
enough,
up.
the original OGL was only 900 words long.
That is wow.
Short. Considering the leaked document for their new 1.1 version of the OGL was just over 9,000 words. That was what the IO9 article said. Yeah, big change.
I don't know. I don't get what their reasoning is or what their thinking is. Yes, I understand money, but how are you going to crack down on that?
I'll tell you this. One of their quotes specifically states that the OGL wasn't intended to fund major competitors, and it wasn't intended to allow people to make D&D apps, videos, or any other printed or printable materials for use while gaming. And they wanted to update the OGL to make that clear.
But there was an article about that you actually linked that we'll get on that states the contrary, and this is by people who were there for the writing of the original OGL, and they work with the lawyers who wrote it up.
Yep. To me, it just boils down to money. It's people taking their content and creating their own stuff off of it and making a living off that. And they're like, oh, I would like a piece of that pie because we own the license to it. A lot of this shit just reads like that.
I don't know. I don't.
So just as a little primer, the OGL was developed back in 2000 as a means for people to create their own like homebrew games and stuff like that, or even like material based off that. So
Right.
that would include things like Critical Role, where they've developed their own stories and areas and people and races and classes and things like that that go along with D&D. It's built on the back of like the D&D, I don't know, play style, the rule set,
Right.
the list of rules that it specific. What is it? It was dedicated to the system resource documents, which was a list of rules that specify guidelines and publishing content under the OGL, which included character, species, classes, equipment, all that fun, happy shit from D&D itself. What it essentially did was it allowed everyone to create content or products for D&D, sometimes leading to ones that specifically were in competitions with Wizard of the Coast, which is kind of, I think that might have been where Pathfinder came from. I'm not sure. I haven't really looked much into Pathfinder. But the one that I keep saying is Critical Role because they've gotten so big building off of their own world from D&D.
Right.
That they have their own shit. They have their own company from D&D alone.
Right. I can, if they don't handle this correctly, I can see this being a legal battle. Just because of, like I said, how long it's been, the original OGL has been, structured the way it was, and where, like you said, it's going to affect people's livelihoods. Mm-hmm. It's like saying, for example, right now, like Tesla's copyrights or their patents on their products for the electric car, for their electric cars. Those are open source. Those anybody can use them if they want, just so that they could develop his way of thinking is, go ahead, use it. See if you could make it better, because it's only gonna better our community. I view it as the same thing. It's like him turning around and saying, "Oh, now you can't use it anymore." 20 years from now, or when, like for example, when Biden,
it's more changing the rules of how you use it.
Right, where they followed that structure for God knows how long. Now, oh, you had it for free. Now you got to pay. Now you got to pay me royalties because you used it. You're using my license.
So funny you bring up royalties. They did in their new 1.1 version. They added in like a clause of tiers for how much money people make.
Yeah.
And supposedly you don't really have to pay anything until you're hitting upwards of like 750,000. Then you have to start paying on it, which they were quoted at saying anything over 750K they have to be paid 25% of. But they have a deal with Kickstarter, or they wanted to make a deal with Kickstarter where it was only 20% if you got your start off that. And it doesn't matter how big your company is, you have to register with Wizards of the Coast, and they can revoke your license at any point, given a 30-day notice, for any reason.
I think it's a slap in the face, to be honest.
I agree. The 1.1 version would also revoke like the authorized license agreement, which means that people who have built their stuff off of the D&D license and the OGL would have to completely change everything that they've done just to fall in line with whatever their new rules are.
And I don't see that happening without a fight.
Well, to be fair, that's all that's been going on ever since this was put out there. There's been a huge uproar in like all the D&D and tabletop communities, which led to Wizards of the Coast finally putting out a statement, which was kind of like a backhanded non-apology.
Right.
Like, without actually having to read all this, I'm gonna read this quote from the article,
okay,
or from their apology. And it says, quote unquote, "Second, you're going to hear people say that they won and we lost because making your voices heard forced us to change our plans. Those people will be half right. They won, and so did we."
Yeah, that was petty.
It's like they can't even admit that they fucked up.
Yeah, that was petty as shit when I read that. I'm like, really?
Yeah. So they also said that they're not gonna put out their new OGL, and it's not going to. After they put out the apology, they said we're not going to turn around and put out the new revised OGL tomorrow. We're gonna sit here and work on it, and wait and see what happens. I wish I could find this other quote too, but there was some people who were quoted that worked for Wizards of the Coast saying, "We're going to wait a few months to even put out a new OGL because it's going to give people time to forget about this and they won't care later on."
Yeah, good luck with that, buddy.
Yeah, not going away anytime soon.
Yeah, give it. It's a good thing that quote disappeared because I can see lawyers eating that up all day long.
Well, this was somebody who worked there, heard this behind closed doors, basically. They were like, "Yeah, I heard this while working there, so." You have to prove that still, but it would not put it past me for them to say something like that.
After pulling this shit, yeah, me neither.
But
Especially,
in response to all. Go ahead.
no, I was gonna say, and even after all this shit, where like, I just find it funny where D&D used to be like so out, so hated and against that, where it started and
For lack of
people,
a better word, demonized.
yeah. You would think they would be welcoming this in with open arms. Like, let's
Especially
not
since
change it.
COVID hit, dude. D&D exploded.
Pretty much. And they're going to alienate us like that?
I'm
No.
telling you, man, ever since Wizard of the Coast took over, it's like they just want money from it. I mean, I don't know if you followed or if you follow Magic the Gathering or anything like that, but there was a huge kerfuffle with the Magic community as well.
I haven't followed Magic in a while. I just know like some of the old cards, and I wish I still had them. Were they're good money. They're even worth more than freaking Pokemon cards. But
Well, they had I forget the name of it, but it was like some sort of collector's box of specific cards
yeah,
that they were selling for $1,000, I think.
mm-hmm.
And even selling those cards, they're not allowed to be used in tournaments anyway.
No shit.
Yeah. So it was like the Magic community was mad about the price of that, what cards they were, and the fact that they can't even use them for matches against other people in tournaments anyway. And it felt like it was just kind of like a cash grab, banking on like old nostalgia or the want for certain cards.
Right. Now, I'm assuming these are the cards that you're talking about. They're like re-releases of old cards or something like that, right?
Yes, something similar to that. Let me see if I can find if there was any specific cards.
No, what was the reasoning behind them not being able to be used in game? Does that mean the original ones couldn't be used, or just because they're re-releases or whatnot?
I'm looking it up, just so I don't get it wrong.
Okay.
Anyway, what did you read up on Paizo making their own kind of collective?
Right. Yeah. The idea. From what I read, they were looking to collaborate with other gaming companies, doing their own open source licensing, where no, so they don't run into the same issue they did with Wizards of the Coast. No one company is going to own the licensing, and that they're actually hoping to get like oh my god, the name of the type of
What,
uh,
TTRPGs?
no, the type of, I want to say the type of business, or not really a business because they don't, the non for profits. Wow, I really can't believe. Yeah, brain fart moment. They're trying to look for like a non for profit who would be able to handle the ownership of the licensing and not have to worry about running into the same situation that D&D ran into, like something like Linux or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, I like the idea, and honestly, that should happen just in case, because this is not going to be pretty. However, this goes.
I mean, the ball is in Wizards of the Coast's court.
Mm.
We gotta wait and see what they're gonna do. I don't expect much, considering their statement that they put out, or their half-ass apology.
Right.
I found some information on the Magic thing.
Okay.
It's the 30th anniversary edition. It's like a box of those cards, but they're still randomized.
Okay.
Let's see. It's $999 for 4 packs. The
Okay.
cards are still randomized, and they're not legally sanctioned for play. They're just for collecting
Now, how would they know?
because that's how they were printed. Magic, when Magic cards are made, they have symbols and like the dates of printing or whatever on them
Yeah.
that denote what series they came from.
Okay.
So of course, when they come from the 30th anniversary collection, they're going to have whatever symbol that's associated with that. I'm assuming that it's going to look a little differently from the previous version of that card as well.
Okay, so they might have something that denotes like not for tournament use or whatever. Because I think I remember, if I remember correctly, you know how Shonen Jump magazines would sometimes have like Yu-Gi-Oh cards on them or in them, whatever, as a promo. Yep. If I remember correctly, one of them was like Wing Dragon Ara or something like that, and at the bottom it said not for tournament use or not for game legal game use or whatever, something along those lines.
Yeah, just for collecting only.
Right. So
What's the point of having it though? It's worthless.
pretty
And that's essentially what's wrong with this instance here.
yeah.
You're getting 4 packs of randomized cards for $1,000. You don't know what the hell's in them, and you can't use them anyway. They're essentially worthless unless you just want to collect the pictures on them.
Right, but at that point, if you're going to be spending $1,000, you might as well try to go for one of the other cards and have one of the cards that are featuring and have be worth the money.
It won't be though. I mean, you'll have the card, but there would be no use to it at all.
No, no, no. I'm talking about using like if you're going to spend $1,000 on a box of useless cards that aren't worth shit anyways. Go for use $1,000 to buy their original version.
Oh, gotcha.
At least the worth would be there, and it's not random because you're buying. You know what you're buying.
That specific one, yeah.
Shame on you.
Yeah, and remember, Magic is also owned by Wizards of the Coast, so I'm telling you, it's a money thing.
Fuck you. So does that mean the next time we actually go to do an online session, we might be getting updates on it?
No. We'll be fine. If and whenever we get around to playing, we're not really changing anything. We're not making a business off the backs of D&D or anything like that. We're just playing the game.
No. I'm talking about Roll20. Like they might have to adjust some things on their end, or where Roll20 might not be free anymore.
That's a good question. I mean, Roll20 itself is free, and then like certain community-made assets are free.
Yeah.
You can also import your own assets, but they do have modules from D&D and stuff like that you have to pay for anyway. So I'm assuming they have a licensing agreement with Wizards of the Coast to even be able to do that. So I'm sure that everything is on the up and up between them.
Okay, so we like you said, we may not see anything the next time.
No, I don't think anything will change. Maybe they'll put out a statement saying something has changed, or maybe they'll even take a stance on what's going on. I don't know. I haven't logged in a while to see.
Right.
But who knows?
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed for what?
It's nothing bad.
Okay. Yeah, I wonder just how far the fallout would be, like how far-reaching it would be for them to change all that stuff.
Because then, think about it this way: what about how you order your you ordered your game pieces online, right? I'm assuming it's not an officially licensed. Some of them might not be officially licensed through D&D or whatnot. Like not specifically they released
specifically?
It. Like the minifigs. Is that part of that too?
Good question. There are a lot of the ones that I painted for you guys were like specifically D&D whatever series ones. just can't remember who made them. But that's a good question. I'm going to assume that they have some sort of deal for that. Like,
Yeah.
maybe they are who D&D and Wizards of the Coast reach out to make these things happen.
Because I'm trying to think of, like, let's say for example you had gotten it from a one-off shop that did their own designs. It's still following the open license.
Can you really sue somebody for making their own, like, Dragonborn character or elf character when you have elves and stuff like that in a lot of other kind of mediums?
If you're advertising it as for D&D use, then yeah, I could see that happening. Disney's done it for less.
Nah. It would not go anywhere. Because that would be a really hard thing to argue with.
Why not? Disney does it with Etsy people all the time. They haven't as much recently, but they.
But that's totally different. That's banking off the back of Disney specifically and using their characters.
Yeah.
Using minis for D&D, I don't see that happening.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, could you take like any kind of other race or species character, put it in your D&D session and say, this might have come from this, but I'm using it for D&D. Could they turn around and sue you for using a different figure for D&D? Just because you're using it for it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, then no, that makes sense. Because then you design. Let's say you design your own. You design your own orc or anything like that based off of. Let's say for example, we wanted it to look like in the style of one of the anime that we watch, because they have orcs and goblins and elves and all that stuff. You wanted to go in that style direction. You create it yourself, outside of the copyrights for those characters.
I think that the only thing they could come back on you for that would be, they have very specific named characters for D&D.
Yeah.
Like in some of their old stories and things like that, or different areas, different monsters that are named characters created for D&D or from their own specific lore.
Yeah.
If you turn around and make something based off of those characters and then try to sell it for your own, then they could come after you.
Right. So, but if it's not their own named character, so like let's say, for example, where the guy for our one-off, I made Bao. His frickin' name came from the Disney short about a dumpling.
Does Disney own the rights to dumplings?
No.
Okay, then you're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
just because you get a character made based off... Let me rephrase that. If you make a... Say you go to Hero Forge, which they make custom minis too.
Yeah.
Say you get one made based off of your perceived likeness of your D&D character.
Yeah.
Wizards of the Coast cannot come after you just because you had a minifig based off of a character that you, in your own mind, created.
Right.
They did not develop the idea of a Dragonborn or an elf or a drow or anything like that. They are just fantasy characters that are in that sort of universe.
Right. No, that makes sense. So, yay.
We are not lawyers. None of this is legally binding.
Fight me. I got nothing.
That's just my understanding about how copyright things work.
I agree. Well, now that you're mentioning, I am understanding it better, or at least from your perspective. So,
See, they have a copyright on the characters, but not on a broad general thing. Like it. I mean, essentially, think of it like this: Disney has, maybe not anymore, because I don't think that they renewed the contract for Mickey, but they had a copyright on Mickey Mouse. They don't have a copyright on mice or cartoon mice.
they have copyrights on different versions of Mickey Mouse.
Those are things that they've also created themselves.
Right, the thing that's coming up, and that's where the confusion is. And again, I apologize for the tangent. That's where the confusion is on the copyrights, especially like when Winnie the Pooh's copyright came up. The Winnie the Pooh whose copyright came up is the author's version of Winnie the Pooh, not Disney's version of Winnie the Pooh.
Right. Like the old actual stuffed animal looking thing.
Right, which is also why Disney was able to bring back Oswald the Rabbit. They didn't buy the copyrights back, the time elapsed, so now they can use it.
Yep.
Whereas Mickey, it's that first iteration, the Steamboat Willie iteration. That's what's coming up. The ones we know of, or even our kids know of now, it's going to be a long time before those copyrights come up.
Yep. The mouse got to get paid.
Yep, pretty much.
And that's another example of it just all comes back down to money.
Yep. Well,
That kind of falls under the idea of like Nintendo squashing fan-made games of their stuff too. So long as you're not using their assets, who gives a shit? But Nintendo's very tight-fisted about their titles too.
mm-hmm. You breathe in their direction the wrong way, and you're getting a cease and desist.
Was that Pokemon?
Oh my god.
Well, on that happy note, I think it's bedtime.
Yes, it is. I need to go take a Tums or something.
Having issues again.
Major indigestion.
Oh, poor old man Mike.
It sucks.
I can only imagine. I feel for you.
No, because it's my own goddamn fault. The way I used to eat. I beat the hell out of my stomach, so now I'm paying for it.
We'll work on that. I'll send you all the recipes I got.
Sounds good to me. Ooh, thank you.
Hi, Callie. Bye. Oh, look at that. Perfect.
She heard me whining.
Looks like she served it up on a platter to you, too.
She's like, here.
Can't say she doesn't take care of you.
Very true. I love her dearly. On that note, good night, everybody.
Where can they find us?
You can find. Well,
Where's our socials?
I was getting there. Relax.
Do it now.
You can find it. You guys can find us on Facebook. You guys can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, anywhere you can listen to the podcast. Where's the stream coming out of right now?
Twitch. It's on my Twitch, but maybe we should start one for the podcast when we start doing things normally.
Yes, this one came out.
I'll always post links for this.
So yes, this one's coming off of Adam's, but hopefully in the future we'll have our own.
And all the socials are Ramblepack Podcast on Facebook and Ramblepack_pod on like Instagram and Twitter. It's all some variation form of that English.
Yay! So everybody,
Good night, Mike.
Good night, Mike.